So hello everyone. I'm feeling happy looking at the greetings in the chat. Thank you for those of you who these warm greetings every morning. And I take the greetings in the chat from to be representative of kind of the warm greetings, the goodwill that exists in this extended community that's participating, including the people who are not chatting. So I want to thank all of you for this. So I want to begin a little story from the suttas this morning before the meditation. And I'll continue it tomorrow, so hopefully you'll forgive me. And there is some kind of celestial being that comes down to visit a young monk who's starting to meditate. And the celestial being says, you're young, in the prime of life. You should go out and enjoy sensual pleasures. Why do you abandon what is immediate and directly visible here and now for this Dharma practice? And the monk says, no, it's not the case. I'm not abandoning what is directly visible here and immediate now. The Dharma is directly visible. The Dharma is directly present now, immediate, and it goes through it like this. And then the deity says, well, explain yourself. And the monk can't explain himself, so I'm new. So you have to go talk to the Buddha. So that's the part for tomorrow. But at the end of the Buddha explaining all this to him, to the celestial being, the celestial being summarizes the teachings. The summary gets, the answer to all this. And that's what I want to read. Oh no. Yeah, here it is. Okay. One should do nothing mean in all the world, not by speech, by mind, or by body. Having abandoned sensual desires, mindful and clearly comprehending, one should not pursue a course that is painful and harmful. One should not, that's why I wanted to read, should not pursue a course that is painful and harmful. So this practice that we do, the way that it's immediately beneficial, visible here and now, to be seen for oneself, is a practice of non-harming. We see something about the Dharma when we harm ourselves. And so the Dharma is seen there if we see it as Dharma, if we see it as a teaching, something to learn from, something to practice with. So suffering and pain and discomfort and despair that we might feel, in the Dharma we don't have to see it as unfortunate. We see it as the Dharma. Oh, this is true, this is what's happening, I see it clearly now. And we practice with it, and we learn the practice of non-harming, thorough non-harming, radical non-harming, non-harming in all directions, including not harming oneself. And that's when we really discover that this Dharma is visible here, it's now, immediate. It is it is onward leading. It is to be experienced by the wise, and it is so that's what we'll do today. Maybe that can be a orientation for your meditation. The practice of non-harming. And there's a way in which letting the mind be distracted, lost in thought, while not directly harming, is a little bit stressful. It's a little bit of tension. It's a little bit away from the place of freedom and peace. And so this guideline to sit with non-harming quietly, and if you do harm yourself with being mean or being something, don't add harm on top of that. See the Dharma in it. Don't believe it, but Dharma it. Don't participate in it, but see it clearly for what it is, and then you're seeing the Dharma. So with that, we'll sit quietly. Thank you. As we come to the end of this sitting, maybe to take a few moments in your own way to appreciate that at the heart of the Dharma that is visible here, now, that you're invited to take a good look at, that is onward leading, and something to experience, to be experienced by the wise, to be experienced by yourself. At the heart of this Dharma is non-harming. Not harming ourselves, not harming others, not harming self and others, not harming the various communities and groups we're part of, and not harming the entire world. And may it be that as we end this meditation, that the meditation serves as a basis for a better understanding of harm and not harming. That we see the Dharma, or to see the Dharma in harming, means we don't believe in the harming anymore, the activity of hurting someone. We know there's another way. There's non-harming. The entire Dharma can be discovered on this path to fuller and fuller manifestations of non-harming. May we live for the non-harm, for the benefit, for the welfare of this whole world. May others experience the blessings of non-harming. May others experience the safety of non-harm. May others experience the peace of non-harming. And may others be free of all forms of harm. May all beings be happy. Thank you. So today we come to the fourth characteristic of the Dhamma, the Dharma, and that is that it's upanayiko. And most commonly that's understood as it's onward leading. And I like this translation of the word. There are other meanings of it. In the ancient commentaries, they discussed some of the different meanings it can have. These days, Bhikkhu Bodhi, the great translator of our suttas, he's translating it as applicable. That the Dhamma is something that you can immediately apply, you can use, it's usable. And which is also a very nice idea. It's immediately used, you can use it. And another meaning of it is that the Dhamma is something, it's immediate and now, and approachable, something to approach, something that's nearby, something to be close to, stay close to. We're guided close to it. So these kind of different meanings. So the idea of onward leading, I'm very fond of, because when we practice, it's not a static thing that we sit and practice and nothing. Think of onward leading as something that has almost a natural quality to it. It moves along without my effort. So if I float on top of a current in a river, it's onward leading. It carries me along. If I stand on a conveyor belt, that these walking, I don't know, sidewalks that they have at the airport, I've seen them at the airport, you stand there and just carries you along. You don't have to do the walking. So this idea of being carried along, unfolding by the Dharma. And it's not a mystical or strange thing. I like to understand it very simply, that the Dharma is to see the Dharma, it's visible here and now, to really see it, to take a good look at it, what's happening here now. One of the things we start seeing is the tensions we hold, the holding patterns in the body and the mind. We start seeing the strain, the stresses we carry with us. And there's something about showing up and being really present for tension, for stress, for holding, for that something begins to release. It's sooner or later, it's hard for the system, our psychophysical system, to relax, to hold on, to keep being tense under the gaze of mindfulness, of awareness. It's kind of like we can't do two things at once. We can't be fully present and fully tense and fully engaged and holding on and clinging. And so as we devote ourselves to being present, to being aware, that part of us, there's less energy available to be tense, too tight to hold on, to cling. And so then it begins to relax and soften. Sometimes we see what we're holding on to and we let go of it and something relaxes. And that relaxation of the system, mind, heart, body, is onward leading because it heightens the sensitivity to recognize more clinging, to recognize the remnants, that the next layer of tension or strain that we have. It heightens our attention to notice when we bring in more strain again, we get tense again. And you can see that in meditation sometimes very clearly, where we're pretty relaxed and at ease. And then we have a certain thought or memory, and we feel tightening up someplace, maybe the whole body, or we brace ourselves in some way. And we can see we're getting involved in an idea, a story, and the effect it has. And sometimes it's in seeing it so clearly, it's possible to let go of it. Say, I don't need to be involved in that story. I can let go of those thoughts and let it go, and the body relaxes a little bit. And so sometimes it's a practice that we do because of this heightened sensitivity, that we get more and more aware of it. And so as we relax, we're more sensitive. As we relax, there's a momentum towards greater ease, towards greater letting go, not clinging. And our whole body begins shifting. They say that with a lot of stress, when we're under a lot of stress, that our biochemical makeup inside of us changes. There's more cortisol, stress hormones, and different things. And they're not good for us. But as we have ease and de-stress, the system moves towards kind of a homeostasis of health and well-being, more or less. And so there's this onward leading towards health, to spiritual health, psychological health, even to some degree his physical health, that can happen through this. And so at some point, this movement towards letting go begins to feel like it's happening on its own. And it feels like we're kind of on the gentle slide or in a current that all we have to do is stay out of the way, don't interfere with it. And the whole system moves towards greater and greater ease, greater and greater relaxing, letting go, opening up. And it's remarkable to feel this, it's almost impersonal, it's almost a natural quality to it. And it's kind of very inspiring to feel this not selfhood of this process of the Dharma unfolding within us. We have our role for sure, but that we can't engineer it. We have to kind of enable it and allow it, and stay close to it. And so this Dharma that we stay close to is one of the meanings of upanayako, something to stay close to. And I love this idea that we stay close to the Dharma. Keep it close in. Stay close. Um, remember it. It's the most important thing for our life, because it's more important than anything, not because other things are unimportant, but because they sit at the center of a really healthy way of being with the things that are important in our life. The important things in our life, if they're worthwhile, stay important. But with the Dharma being the most important, we actually have more to offer the other important things we have in our life. And with the Dharma being most important, there's a quality of freedom that comes with how we connect and be with people. With people we love, we can still love them fully, maybe even more so, but there's a quality of freedom, of non-expectation, of non-demanding, maybe a non-neediness that goes along with it. So onward leading. Then Bhikkhu Bodhi now, as I said, translated as applicable. So as we see the tension, the holding that we have, we see it clearly. That shows us what we can do, what's useful. We see where we can let go of. And sometimes we can't let go of the tension, the holding itself, but we might let go of our self-criticism that we might have. Oh, I'm such a terrible person. I'm a bad Buddhist because I'm clinging. Maybe that can be let go of. And we're still holding on to something, but we're more at ease with being tense, more at ease with our attachment. And it doesn't mean that we're condoning or celebrating and participating wholeheartedly in our attachments, but it does mean that we're not adding more suffering on top of it. And this is a beautiful quality, I think, of Dharma practice, of this kind of acceptance, this kind of movement towards not being troubled by all the challenges we have, all the faults that we have. A few of us have a few faults, personal faults, and I kind of like to think that every human has it. It's not even personal. It just comes with being a human being. And so to not be troubled by that, and at the same time to see it and to know it, and not to cause any harm because of it. And as long as we don't cause harm, it's fine to be who you are. No harm to yourself, no harm to others. It's profound, because it's an alternative to how much harm is being caused in this world. It's phenomenal, the amount of harming that goes on. Even in the most subtle ways, even among people who love each other, there's harming going on. And it would be a radically different world if we stopped that. So even for one person to come to that place of not harming is just an amazing thing. Stay close to that. So upanayako, this onward leading quality of the Dharma, also means the Dharma is applicable. It's something we can apply ourselves to. We can apply ourselves to the stream that carries us to greater and greater freedom. And it's something to stay close to. Stay close to the stream. Stay close to this practice. Stay close to this thing that can be visible right here, that is now, that is good to take a deep look at it. Yes, look at it deeply. Stay close to that, so that you can experience what the wise experience, to be experienced by the wise. And that will be the topic for tomorrow. So thank you, and stay close. So today, stay close to non-harming. And if that means that you're seeing clearly the way that you harm, try not to be troubled by that. And don't participate in it. See it clearly. Don't add problems on top of it. But to explore this world of harming and non-harming, stay close to that, and you'll find there, you'll see the Dharma there. That's where the Dharma can be found. So thank you very much.